So the last two things I wanna go over is some of these implications, both advantages and disadvantages of collective bargaining, and coming to collective bargaining agreements. So this first slide, I'll start with the advantages. So first, big advantage of collective bargaining is that this adds legal protection and counsel. So for teachers in particular, they are able to come together, this first party, and then meet with their either employee, their upper management, or advisory board, and then from there go to the union itself for these union meetings where they have these collective bargaining agreement meetings. But in a sense, they're protected by entering into a union contract. They're protected by the union. So if anything were to happen to this teacher, who is a part of this union, the union can get involved and provide if there's legal ramifications. The union can provide that legal support, legal advice, and legal counsel. A second advantage: this establishes expectations for both the employee and the employer. So remember, it's a written contract, so there's expectations of what is acceptable, what is not acceptable, what the teacher is expected to do during in a given day, what they're expected to not to do, because teaching involves a lot of take-home work, and how much of that take-home work can be done in the classroom, or how much is expected of the teacher to do outside of the classroom. So certain things like this, you can have very, very set expectations written on this contract, so the teacher knows exactly what is expected of them. By either the management at their school, admin at their school, or by the union. And in effect, this is going to generate, ideally, a respectful atmosphere, a respectful school culture. If teachers are on the same page as the union's teachers are in effect, ideally going to be happier, going to be pleased with their contracts, assuming that they went through the proper processes and developed an agreed upon, they reached an agreement that both parties were pleased with, and came to a very much unanimous agreement as far as what they prioritized, what they wanted to get out of their contract, out of their CBA, collective bargaining agreement. And also, going back to the whole idea of legal counsel and advice, they have a written contract, so they have evidence. So if they need to back something up, they can always refer back to their contract. The evidence is essentially set in stone, written in on this document, and it's signed by both parties. So they have the contract acts as evidence for them, if that were to need any sort of evidence.